The Guardians are doing the absolute impossible and bringing glory back to the AL wildcard race. They're doing what no other team in this race has been able to do all year, and that's go on a good run. The Guardians are starting to separate themselves from the rest of those middling teams in the AL's third wildcard spot, and it's really just a refreshing to see a team actually go and get that wildcard spot, if you know what I mean. Not having teams that are 3 games under 500 holding that spot, and teams that are 8 games under actually in the race. And thank you to the Guardians for actually doing this. Before we get into this breakdown, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment down below your thoughts on the Cleveland Guardians so far during this run they're on. And let's get right on into this video. So if we look at the AL wildcard standings, there's actually a team that is multiple games up in the third wildcard spot, and that's thanks to the Cleveland Guardians for going on a 7-game win streak. It was only a matter of time before one of these teams, whether it was the Rangers, Orioles, Blue Jays, Mariners, Twins, or Tigers, to go on a big win streak and separate themselves away from the pack. And honestly, I think the Guardians are the best team out of this group, because they had a good deadline getting Joe Adell and Foster Griffin. They have the pitching with Gavin Williams, Parker Messick already. And yeah, this Guardians team, they always find a way in late August going into September. It's going to deep win streak and make themselves a playoff team. We saw it last year. We just look at last year, the run that they went on last year in the second half, it was absolutely insane. Starting from August 26th, they lost a total of 5 games in a span of a month and a half. And they're doing it again this year. And they have no signs of slowing down. Because if you look at the rest of their schedule, it's very easy. They have the 3 against the Royals, 3 against a bad Blue Jays team, 4 against a bad Tigers team, 3 against a mid Orioles team, 3 against a mid Minnesota team, 3 against the Chicago White Sox, which honestly, those games could be for the division. Because if the Guardians stay hot with this schedule they have, they're gonna be able to catch the White Sox. I mean, they're only a couple games behind them right now. They're only 2.5 games behind the White Sox. And honestly, if I was a betting man right now, I would pick the Cleveland Guardians to win the AL Central based on their schedule. They have 3 against the A's after that. Their only tough series are against the Red Sox and against the Chicago White Sox. And then they finish the season off they have 6 more games against a terrible team against the Royals, 3 against the A's. This schedule is very easy, very winnable, and they're currently hot as ever right now. And I think the Guardians are going to surprise some people, because if they can get a deep playoff, if they get in the playoffs, they can beat any of these teams. They're going to end up most likely playing, if they stay in that wild card spot, they're going to most likely play the Astros. And I honestly would have the Guardians favored against a team like the Astros. Because in a 3-game set, you're throwing out Gavin Williams and Parker Messick against whoever the Astros have. This Astros team's not good. They are a game under 500, leading their division. But this Guardians team is much better than the Astros, in my opinion. They have better maybe not a better offense, a similar offensive and a much better pitching staff, including the bullpen with guys like Cade Smith closing games for them. So I think this Guardians team, if they get in the playoffs, which I think they really have a strong chance to, I think they will make some noise, at least win a playoff series if they're in the wild card series. If they're in the ALDS, who knows? But I think they would be a much big favorite in any wild card series if they play the Astros, in my opinion, because Astros team's not good. This Guardians team, solid. They have guys like J-Ram, Travis Bazzana, Brian Rocchio, Chase Delauder. That offense, it's got some thump to it. It's got some guys, Angel Hanao, and then just a starting duo of Messick and Gavin Williams. You don't really mess with that. Parker Messick's been one of the best rookies this year. Probably second in AL Rookie of the Year voting. A 2.5 ERA, 1.01 WHIP, and a 10.8 record. And then you look at a guy like Gavin Williams. He's been he's been pretty nails past couple years. The ERA is a little higher than you'd think, but last year he had 3 ERA. This year 3.9. He's a great starting pitcher that you want in a playoff series. Last year 6 shutout innings in the playoffs with 8 Ks. So this Guardians team, man, they are a force to be reckoned with, in my opinion. Like, just looking at their lineup. Let's look at their lineup from the other day. Quan is great. Bazana gives you a great at bat. Jose Ramirez is always great. Adele has been great ever since he's gotten to Cleveland. He's rocking a 777 OPS. I mean, that's second best his whole career. .7 WAR player. Hitting home runs again. Shout out to Joe Adele. Shout out to the Guardians. They always get it done. They have a great front office. They have one of the best managers in Stephen Vogt. Nathaniel Lowe's been a good addition. Brian Rocchio's good. Angel Hernau's good. Chase Lauder's good. Hunter Gaddis is good. Like, their bullpen's great. And if you have a great bullpen in October, you're going to be in a great position to win games. That's why I think the Guardians, like, I would not be surprised if they end up winning the AL Central, making a deep playoff run, getting to the ALCS. I mean, they would have to play, if they win their division, they'll be the 2 seed, most likely, unless the Astros get real hot. So they would play the winner of the 3-6 game, which would be the Astros versus the White Sox, probably. Yeah, the White Sox, if the Guardians end up winning. And they'd probably be favored in that series. And then get to the ALCS, who knows? Play against the Rays, Red Sox, or Yankees, and who knows what could happen. Could the Guardians be a sneaky World Series team? Honestly, why can't they? They have the playoff experience. Most of their team was the same team last year who made the playoffs and almost won a series. But they play guards ball, as many of you guys know. But I think the Guardians are finally just bringing grace to this AL wildcard spot. Like, you don't have teams like the Mariners really in it anymore, 4 games back. The Twins, like the Tigers are finally fully out of it. 9 games under, 5.5 back. Like, just a couple days ago, all these teams were within like 2 games. Now they're starting to bring away from the pack, which is amazing to see, because a team who was under 500 at the end of August does not even deserve to sniff the playoffs. Like, if you look at the NL, the Cardinals are 6 back. The Marlins are 4 back. They would be in the wild card spot if they were in the AL. But, like, that's what a playoff picture should look like. Solid teams at the top, like actual good teams fighting for that spot. And the Guardians are finally making the AL wild card spot actually mean something, actually worth something, not just a team who doesn't lose the most games gets in. A team who's actually going to win games, go on a hot streak. They're winning 7 straight right now. I think that they could probably win like 17 out of their next, like 17 to 20, counting these 7 games, and really separate themselves. Could they even push for that second spot? I doubt it, but it's finally a great thing to see that one of these teams actually going for it and actually securing that spot. And my final prediction is that the Guardians will end up making the playoffs pretty easily. And that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe down below. Hit that like button. And I'm out.